Azzi Fudd, the future of UConn women's basketball. Why Azzi Fudd is ready to lead UConn women's basketball. It was a moment of profound decision-making that left Azzi Fudd in tears. The Washington, D.C. native had to choose between starting her professional career in the WNBA or returning to UConn for her fifth and final year of college basketball. This was no ordinary decision. It was a crossroads that would define the next chapter of her life. Fudd turned to her parents, Tim and Katie, for guidance. They have been her pillars of support through the ups and downs of her basketball journey, including 2 ACL injuries, her High School National Player of the Year award, and her commitment to UConn. However, the past year had been the most tumultuous yet. Her confidence had taken a significant hit after a knee sprain in December, and she found herself seeking solace in her faith for the first time in years. It was the hardest year she had ever had, Tim told CT Insider. And as she was expressing herself, and kind of, not like whimpering, but just tears were coming down, Fudd ultimately decided to stay at UConn, a choice that seemed to lift a heavy burden from her shoulders. She wiped her tears off her face, and she's like, "I'm done with that. We have 6 games to play, and the only thing that I'm worried about now is raising that trophy and celebrating this championship," Tim recalled. And this is the part most people miss. Fudd's decision to stay wasn't just about another year of college. It was about personal growth and mental resilience. A few weeks later, on April 6th, Fudd not only raised the national championship trophy, but also earned the Final Four Most Outstanding Player award, marking the first individual honor of her collegiate career. This time, the tears were of pure joy, accompanied by cheers and a cascade of confetti. Since that pivotal moment in Tampa, Fudd's life has transformed. She has become a household name, a national brand, and a role model for young athletes. Her world tour has included appearances on Good Morning America, the WNBA All-Star Game, and an upcoming international trip to join Stephen Curry's Curry Camp in China. In person, Fudd exudes a newfound glow. She smiles constantly, moves with grace, and carries herself with a renewed sense of peace, poise, and positivity. But here's where it gets controversial. Some might argue that Fudd's decision to stay in college was a risky move, given her talent and potential in the WNBA. However, Fudd's story shows that sometimes the path to greatness requires taking a step back to build a stronger foundation. The 2025-26 season will be Fudd's last in stores, and she understands the leadership role she must embrace. With the departure of Paige Bueckers, the face of the program for the past 5 years, the spotlight is now on Fudd. She is ready to lead, and her confidence is at an all-time high. Would you say your confidence is at an all-time high right now? Fudd was asked the day before she hosted a record 200 kids at her annual basketball camp. "Definitely," she replied, grinning, finding faith in the face of adversity. The knee sprain in December 2024 was a minor injury, but its impact was significant. Fudd had already missed nearly the entire 2023-24 season due to an ACL and meniscal tear. She spent the summer rehabilitating and working with specialists to return stronger than ever. After 372 days, she made her comeback on November 20th, 2024. But the knee sprain struck just 17 days later. The mental toll was immense. Frustration, disappointment, and doubt clouded her mind. Despite the minor nature of the injury, Fudd struggled to regain her form. Her shooting accuracy dipped, and her confidence wavered with each miss. Some days she felt great. Some days she didn't. Some days she didn't want to be touched. Tim observed, "That's probably the first time we realized that something was not right. Like she was going through something, but she wasn't saying it." Fudd began to lean on her faith, a resource she hadn't fully embraced until this challenging period. She started attending Athletes in Action, a student-athlete ministry at UConn, and found solace in the support of her teammates and the teachings of faith. Just being able to, really understand, I'm not doing this alone. I've never felt that way, because I've always leaned so much on my family and my teammates. But to have God in my life and be able to lean on him and give him those things that I feel like I can't do on my own, and just know that he's always there supporting me. I feel like that was a huge part of this year, Fudd reflected. A life-changing win and a new confidence. Fudd's life has never been busier than it is now. Take, for example, the hectic schedule she maintained in late July. She traveled to Los Angeles for a media appearance and a red carpet event at the ESPYs, then flew to Indianapolis for the WNBA All-Star Game. Her itinerary included coaching clinics, podcast appearances, and Q&A sessions. Despite the non-stop activity, Fudd remained composed and confident. Her standout performance in the Final Four and national championship propelled her to new heights of fame. Fudd scored 19 points against UCLA in the semifinals and 24 points, along with 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and 1 assist, in the championship game against South Carolina. When she was announced as the most outstanding player, her teammates celebrated her achievement with confetti and cheers. Having your dreams come true and living out your dreams, there's no better feeling than that, Fudd said. And yeah, I feel like when you accomplish something like that, like you're on top, like no one can tell you anything. While Fudd didn't set out to earn individual accolades, the MOP award bolstered her confidence and prepared her for the new responsibilities ahead. She carried herself with poise, and her parents affectionately called her champ for days after the victory. Navigating the spotlight, Fudd's newfound fame has brought increased attention and scrutiny. She can no longer move freely in public, and her every move is analyzed on social media. Her management team ensures she has secure access to events, and she has learned to handle the pressure with grace. I think that goes back to the confidence of, I'm me, I'm okay being me, I'm confident in who I am and how I present myself and what I do. And so, fine, snap your pictures from over here, but I'm just gonna go be me. Her mother Katie observed. A leader in the making. Fudd has always been a leader by example. However, with the 2025-26 season being her last in stores, she understands the need to step up and become the face of the program. She is one of 2 super seniors on the team, and with Bueckers gone to the WNBA, the focus will be on Fudd to lead the team to back-to-back championships. She knows that this year she kind of has no choice, said fellow super senior Caroline Ducharme in June. Fudd has worked on her public speaking skills, although she admits it's still a challenge. Hosting her summer camps has helped her become more comfortable in front of a crowd. She now speaks confidently and engages with the campers, sharing her experiences and offering guidance. I try to remind myself in the back of my head why these girls are here, Fudd said. They're here to have fun. They're here to get better. They're here to talk to me, to be out there and talking to kids. Like they don't care what you're saying. They're gonna love you no matter what. I still get nervous. Fudd's approach to leadership is evolving. She understands that leading isn't about being the loudest voice in the room, but about being authentic and true to herself. I'm not gonna be like how Paige was a leader, how Nika Mule was as a leader. I'm not gonna be super loud. I don't think that's in me to be like that. So, to find like who Azzi is as a leader, that's gonna be my challenge, she said. As Fudd prepares for her final season at UConn, she is ready to embrace the challenge and lead the team to new heights. Her journey is a testament to the power of perseverance, faith, and self-belief. Azzi Fudd steps up as UConn's new leader post-Paige Bueckers. The People's Princess speaks out. Months after Paige Bueckers' departure for the WNBA, Azzi Fudd has stepped into the spotlight as the new face of the UConn Lady Huskies basketball program. Her journey to becoming the NCAA tournament's most outstanding player in the Huskies championship run this past spring has been nothing short of remarkable. But here's where it gets controversial. While some might see this as a natural progression, others question whether Fudd can truly fill the void left by Bueckers' leadership and charisma. In a recent interview with CT Insider, Fudd shared her thoughts on the transition, stating, "I don't think I see it as pressure on me. I see it more as a challenge." She elaborates, "Maybe that's because I like challenges, and to think of it as pressure, then it becomes a little bit more heavy. Fudd acknowledges that her leadership style will differ from Bueckers and Nika Mule's, emphasizing that she won't be as vocal. Instead, she aims to discover her unique leadership identity. I'm not going to be like how Paige was a leader, how Nika Mule was as a leader. I'm not going to be super loud. I don't think that's in me to be like that. So, to find like who Azzi is as a leader, that's going to be my challenge, she added. Winning the national championship has transformed Fudd's life, both on and off the court, marking a significant milestone in her career. During the 2024-25 season, Fudd averaged 13.6 points, 2.0 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game for UConn, with a field goal percentage of 47.4%. And this is the part most people miss. Fudd's performance and leadership have been pivotal in maintaining the team's success. But the real test will be how she adapts to the increased expectations and scrutiny. Among the UConn Lady Huskies, Azzi Fudd is affectionately known as the People's Princess. At first glance, this nickname might seem unusual, given her playing style and demeanor on the court. However, during an episode of the Good Game with Sarah Spain podcast in July, Fudd revealed the origin of this unique moniker. "What's the origin of that nickname?" Spain asked Fudd. "I think Paige made a comment about how I'm the princess because Coach Gino Auriemma doesn't yell at me, and somehow that morphed into people calling me the People's Princess," Fudd laughed. "Yeah, I'm not really sure. I know I'm not mad about it, though." It seems that UConn's women's basketball coach, Gino Auriemma, is known for his tough, albeit fair, treatment of his players to bring out their best. However, Fudd appears to be an exception, suggesting a special bond between them. College Sports Network keeps you updated with the latest news, analysis, insights, and trending stories in football, basketball, and more. So, what do you think? Can Azzi Fudd truly step into Paige Bueckers' shoes? Or will her leadership style bring a fresh, new dynamic to the UConn Lady Huskies? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Azzi Fudd's inspiring journey, from ACL injuries to national championship DMV role model. Azzi Fudd, triumphing over adversity to become a national champion, an inspirational figure in the DMV. By Nick Castrilli, published July 28, 2025, 2:28 p.m. EDT. Washington. Azzi Fudd, a prominent figure in college basketball, recently shared her remarkable journey with Fox 5's Chad Ricardo. From her beginnings at St. John's College High School to achieving the status of national champion, Fudd has faced and conquered significant challenges, including 2 serious ACL injuries. The journey of resilience. In both 2019 and 2023, Fudd endured ACL tears in her right knee. The first injury occurred shortly after she was honored as the Gatorade National Player of the Year, while the second happened just 2 games into her junior year at UConn. Interestingly, Fudd found the second injury easier to cope with. She explained that her previous experience prepared her for the rehabilitation process. "I tried to block out most of my first ACL because I didn't handle it well," Fudd reflected. "Going through the second one was a lot easier because I knew what to expect. I knew how to handle it. But it was difficult when I was in high school." Throughout her recovery, Fudd maintained a close connection with her teammates. "I got through it because I was constantly reminded of where I wanted to be," she shared. "I was around my teammates, watching them play, knowing that that's exactly where I wanted to be in a year, back playing with them, back on the court, any way I could. So many great people also surrounded me." Despite only participating in 17 games during her sophomore and junior seasons, Fudd's potential shone through. Now she is eager to showcase her full capabilities. "I think you've definitely seen what I can do, but at least not a full season of me and my full strength. I'm excited for that," she expressed. Looking ahead, after navigating 2 injury-plagued seasons, Fudd played a pivotal role in leading UConn to its 12th national championship and is now regarded as one of the top prospects for the 2026 WNBA draft. Her outstanding performance throughout the tournament earned her the title of the 2025 Most Outstanding Player of the Women's Final Four. "It's surreal to be a national champion," Fudd remarked. I'm on a team with so many great players. The award could have gone to anyone. It's an honor, super special, and everything about that day is something I'll never forget. Giving back to the community. This weekend, Azzi Fudd, a proud DMV native and national champion, is hosting her 9th annual Hooping for a Cure camp in Washington, D.C. During her interview, she discussed the significance of being a role model for the youth in her community. Fudd has gained considerable recognition for her determination in the face of adversity and aims to inspire others by exemplifying resilience. When I sit back and think about all the little kids, especially young girls, who look up to me, it feels surreal. It's incredible to realize that I was once in their shoes not too long ago, she said. I want to do everything I can to be a good role model and show them that overcoming challenges is possible. Injuries don't define you. We can use them to grow stronger. That's another thing that keeps me motivated. Fudd is dedicated to giving back to her local community, including fundraising for the Pat Summitt Foundation. The 9th annual Azzi Fudd basketball camp kicks off this Saturday at her alma mater, St. John's College High School. I love giving back. I always wanted to do something with younger kids and basketball, she stated. A clinic was the first idea that came to mind. Over the past 8 years, I've organized a camp or clinic to teach kids basketball, have fun with them, and raise money for the Pat Summitt Foundation. This year, I am also donating to the Abigail Zitoun Family Foundation.